G63, this is a car that we're prepping for an event that my customer Mercedes-Benz Australia are having in Adelaide soon. They're doing a launch of a new car, which actually I think it is the new GT. So by the time this video comes out, the embargo on that information would have elapsed. And this is going to be one vehicle that they'll have off to the side. They'll have another couple of cars that a couple of other products there. So they've sent this to me to prepare, which is the best way to do that kind of thing. Always good to have the car prepared, detailed correctly, paint correction, paint protection. So we're going to put full metal jacket on it, so it'll cope with a bit of the transport. The event is in Adelaide and we're in Melbourne, so it's another state. And a couple of truck drivers getting in and out and people touching it, and they will get in and out of the car and move it into position, and it might be off to one side while some production company are doing their things, and it might get left out in the rain. So there is a lot that it'll go through, and then it has to be brought back up so that it'll present well for images. There might be some press there. There'll be some VIP customers, I'm guessing. So it has to present like they want a flagship product to be presented. So it's pretty typical. We've been doing this a little while now. Back in the day we used to do motor shows, which meant all the cars arrived to convention centre or whatever place that the event was being held, and we'd fix them there, which wasn't that great because you had limited, you didn't have water. You couldn't wash the cars. Now we're doing things have changed. Motor shows don't exist anymore, and we're finding for Mercedes anyway, it's more of these type of events where they have new car launches around the country, and they'll shoot cars off to those things. And generally what Mercedes have been doing is been getting me to prepare them first. This particular one went straight to headquarters and didn't go to a dealer. Hadn't had pre-delivery, but it did have all the stickers and things removed. And we found, so they said, Damien, we've got a car for you. We need to present it for Adelaide for this event, and we're sending you a brand new G63. And I thought, great, this will be about 6 hours to prep a new car, and I thought it might have all the plastics on it, and when it arrived and it didn't, I thought this is even better. This will be a 4-hour job. And then I'll put some B-roll up on screen now, see some images that I captured, where you'll see a lot of issues. So on the driver's door handle, around the driver's door handle, you'll see two, and I'll put the B-roll up, you'll see two little sections that look like where tape was. That's actually the adhesive for, geez, I love that sound. That's old Mercedes quality. They had two pieces of adhesive where they have some rubber. Anybody that's pre-delivered vehicles, detailers that work for dealerships will know exactly what I'm talking about. You've got all this protection around edges. They've usually got one here so that the truck driver doesn't open up the edge of the door onto something and chip the paint off. And they've got it in various places all around the car. So there was that, except on the wheel arches, all 4 wheel arches, there was a lot of heavy marring. And you should be able to see that on screen now. That was repaired and it was no problem. I had to do some very heavy cutting with wool, Brutus, the rotary polisher, and cap heavy, and sometimes 2 or 3 passes of that combination to remove the damage. I'm not sure how that got there. I'm not sure if that's normal because I'm not a detailer for a Mercedes-Benz dealership, so I don't see these coming going all the time. It's not a problem either. It's all corrected now. It's perfect. That's what your detailer would do, especially if you're buying something, of I guess this is probably the most money you could spend on a G Series. It's not a cheap product, so, and the Mercedes dealers are usually very, very good at delivering vehicles, especially their high-end vehicles, very well. So he would do what I've done. Your detailer would remove all those things, do all the paint correction, and then put some kind of protection on, especially if you've opted for paint protection. And just thought I'd show you how we prepare those, and later we'll get some more footage from the actual event if we're allowed, and we'll tack it on to the end of this video. Also tried a new tyre dressing that we're trying that may or may not replace Royal Satin. We'll give it a shot in this. We have had it on a number of vehicles now for a few months. We won't go into it too much because that's not what the video is about, but in case you were wondering if it looked a little different, that is different tyre dressing than we normally use. Yeah, this is otherwise a pretty straightforward job. Noticed all the carbon fibre, especially if we go to the back here, the wheel cover. There's a lot of carbon on this G63. Carbon here, we've got little bits down here, running all the way around here. And it's very, very, well, there's a little bit of polish, Mary. This car also is not finished yet. It's still got a little bit of touching up to do, and then paint protection still has to go on. All this carbon, I'm assuming, comes from a different manufacturer, is sent to Mercedes, and then it's assembled when the vehicle's on the production line. And you could tell that it's different, that it's not the same as the clear coat on here is definitely different to the clear coat here. It just feels a little bit different. Really, really nice carbon, really nice clear, but every single piece of carbon had denibbing residual. So all this had to be polished. And again, I'll put some B-roll up of, there was a big section here of denibbing and just generally a lot of holograms there. I really don't like, and I wish all manufacturers stopped putting this stuff here. I know you're meant to put your foot up there and it'll keep you from slipping off while you're doing something on the roof racks or something. But this catches your cloths, any cloth, doesn't matter what it is. I love that sound. That's the only thing that I don't like about this car is having these grippy things just tears the cloth. As you're drying the car, it picks up the edge of the cloth and you're left with a bunch of fibres here. And the only way to get them out is to high pressure air, compressed air that I've found. Otherwise, very, very good quality materials, really hard paint. So once you've got paint protection on it, it resists everything, provided your maintenance is good for years. What else have we got? Really not much else to say. A lot of carbon fibre here. A lot to mask up when you're polishing. You can't hit these plastics here. You can't hit these, all these rubbers here. So there actually is a fair bit to mask up. And it looks like this big box. So you'd think you could just get big pads and go nuts. But actually there's a lot of small sections and you've got a little tiny little section here. So there's a lot of polishing done with 90 mil, 3-inch pads. Yeah, G series you'd think just big slab-sided box and big pads, but that's actually not the case, unfortunately. Maybe here you could get away with a 6-inch and a little bit there, but I didn't use any 6-inch pads on this. That was a mixture of 5-inch or 125 to 135 mil and 3-inch or 90 mil pads everywhere. And that's it. I think we'll cut it here because there's really not much exciting to talk about apart from what we're doing and why we're doing it. And we'll get a little bit of footage, hopefully, of it in place in Adelaide, where it's going to be presented there. Okay, thank you. I hope that was entertaining.